is Aiden Wolf. Hey guys, welcome to Dark Corner Studios. Aiden Wolf here. And you notice Dark Corner Studios isn't quite as dark as it usually is. I've actually gotten some lights, so there's that bonus. Now, this video in particular is being sent out to a woman by the name of Joe. She got a hold of me. I put out a call out on Facebook, the podcasters community, saying, hey, I'm doing these videos. If you want to see or know how to do something, or if I can help out in any way, let me know. And I'll do up a video and we'll try to explain some of the problems you're having and find a fix for you. And Joe came to me and she sent me some audio and the problems she was having with that audio. Now, I kind of want to just dive right into this. She uses an XLR and a USB mic at the same time, which is a big no-no for a lot of computers. Computers don't like to have more than one audio source coming into the computer and splitting it up. So she found a way around that. And we're going to kind of look at some of the problems she had and the fixes she's already gone with that have completely cleared up her audio. And we're just going to give kind of a tutorial on how to boost up that audio to make it sound just a little bit better and a little crisper, and to make it sound professional, I mean, across the board. Now, I don't like using Audacity. Nothing against it. It's just I've used other programs for long enough where Audacity to me is frustrating. You need more steps to do simple things that, for example, that you'd need to do in Audition. Audition's a lot more straightforward, a little more streamlined. So what I decided to do is I downloaded Audacity to kind of go over how you can massage your audio and make it pop a little bit more. But I'm also going to show you what it's like to use a program that's paid. I've got Audition and I've also got Reaper. Okay, Reaper I'm not as good with. I'm capable, but I have the general gist of how to massage the audio to give it that professional feel. Okay, so we're going to go over those price point options. Now, of course, if you're looking into Audition costs about $20 a month, American, and Reaper is a $60 charge, straight up. Just you pay $60 and you own it for life. So obviously, those are two very different price points. We'll go over both of them, and I'll show you what the audio sounds like after I work it in each of the three DAWs. Okay, so let's get to work. So here we are in Audacity. Now let's take a look at what we have. The two clips that she sent me, okay? She's got this 10-minute clip. This was the new one, but the first one she sent me, clip for audio quality. We're going to get to see exactly how that sounded.
See his body.
And you can hear that dip out.
I thought my eyes were failing me, so then it started.
That comes back painfully. So I noticed that when listening to that for the first time, that was the sound of a noise gate. So this is the first lesson. Whenever you are recording audio from your microphone into a DAW, anything you put between your microphone and the DAW is irreversible. You can't take away something that you put in there. So like a noise gate, if you put compression in between the microphone and the DAW and something screws up, you're not going to be able to fix it. With this audio where it dips out.
Light, but you couldn't see his body.
So it completely dumps out there, and then it comes back with this vengeance.
I thought my eyes...
And you blow your eardrums out because sonically everything's kind of coming in waves. Only thing you should have hooked up is your microphone should be going to your DAW. Nothing in between. That way, after the fact, you can actually add in whatever effects you want, whether it's reverb, whether it's, which I have no idea why you'd add reverb. Noise gates are good, anything like that. That will help you adjust after the fact when you have perfect audio coming out of the recording. So this whole piece of audio is absolute trash for that noise gate.
See his body.
Now, when I messaged Joe and I said, hey, Joe, what you got hooked up? And she told me about the noise gate. I said, well, go and record 10 minutes of audio, okay, without the noise gate, and I guarantee you 90% of your problems are going to be fixed. And this is what she sent me. Excellent. This is exactly what you want to see here. Now, of course, there's this part. This was a tape, a message she was playing off another recorder, so it just sounds like garbage.
So when it was at uni.
It's echoey. We don't want that in there. We're just going to take that right out. This is the core audio of her and her compadres going through
This
their
is the one, is it?
podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Defectives. My name's Joe.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm Robert.
Okay, so we met the three, and they're doing a podcast, some paranormal type of podcast about ghosts. Pretty cool. I'm actually kind of curious, and I think I might download an episode or two. Now, when you look at this, you notice that it's decent audio across the board. You've got a couple of loud spots here. You got a couple of really quiet spots. And this is normal for when you have people working on mics, and some people are nice and close, and then they move far away when they laugh, and then they come back in. You're going to have those kind of recording dips of louds and lows. Now, whenever you have a piece of audio like this, what you want to do is you want to massage it. Okay, as soon as you have this audio, you've recorded it, you want to upload it, you've done all the splicing, you've got everything together. What you want to do is start going through and getting everything to about the same volume. Now, usually in situations like this, and this is a perfect example, all the lows you don't have to worry about right now. See, we're not even going to touch those. We're going to look at the highs, okay? Now, here's a great example of a high. Now, let's zoom in on that. Okay, so this right here is a high. That little piece. See if we can get it even closer. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Effects, Amplify, and we're going to bring that amplification down. Okay, so we're going to bring it down about there. See what that does. Perfect. Now it's kind of in line with the rest of it here, and this is also up to about here, a little bit big for us. So we're going to go back in, Amplify, and we're going to take this down past the 0.1. We're just going to bring it down a little bit. Okay, there we go. So now when we zoom back out again, it's all pretty uniform going across, right? You have a couple peaks. This one, though, this one we've got to take care of. So we're going to just select that, and we're going to zoom back in. And this is all part of the process of trying to get these peaks to come down, and it's called massaging the audio. So it all kind of comes into one main kind of size. Now we're going to get that down just a little bit more. So 2. There we go. Perfect. Now we're also going to we're going to select that one. You're going to bring the amplify down. Once again, bring it down to 0. Then bring it down just a little bit more. There we go. Select that one. Amplify. And we're going to bring that one down to about 2. Okay. So this whole section is just a little bit high. So we're just going to bring that whole section down just about 1.3. And maybe a little bit more. There we go. Now, when we zoom out, everything's going to be pretty much close. I mean, we do have a few peaks here that we can go in and take care of. But just to, let's say, we've gotten rid of it all. And this is pretty much our sound file, okay? This is after going in and bringing down all those peaks, so it's pretty much the same size. Let's zoom in so we can see that. Now, what you want to do is you want to go in and you want to do compression first, okay? This is going to be probably the compression that you start in on, okay? And it's going to look like this angle. That'll work just fine, okay? Watch what happens when you do it. See all the audio? It's become a little louder. It's brought a lot of the lows up, okay? And it's brought a lot of the highs down. So everything's more uniform across the board. So when you listen to it...
This is the one, is it?
Long, awkward pause.
Hello and welcome to the Defectives.
Okay, so now one of the things that's really popped up when we did the compression is, remember, it brings all the lows high. Now, the room noise is one of those lows. So if you listen to it, that's some pretty heavy room noise. Got a little bit of mouth noise mixed in there. Actually, you know what? This is probably better room noise to go after. Got a little bit of a laugh. Okay, so that room noise right there is something you might not want in there, okay? Especially if you're trying to create an ambiance. So if you want to delete that, now what Joe was using before, like I said, was the noise gate up on this file here, which made that huge drop-off sound, and she was losing some of her audio. If you want to put a noise gate on after the fact, go into your effect, okay? And you're going to go to noise reduction. Now, once you have that piece of noise selected, that kind of just a blank sound of the room, you're going to go up and get noise profile. Okay, now that's taken the profile of that sound. So now that we've gotten that noise profile of this little area, we select the whole thing and we go back in and we go to noise reduction and just hit OK. We're going to see what that looks like after the fact. Keep an eye on this right here. And there goes your noise in the room. So now it's going to sound like this.
And some strange instances that happened in the house. So take a listen.
Okay, thanks.
So there, you still have the laugh. You still have some of the sound in the room, but you've gotten rid of that really aggressive sound that was kind of popping up when we did the compression. And there you go. That's Audacity. Let's take a look at another program that's going to cost you a few dollars to get, but it has a few other things in it that might be of interest to you, okay? It's called Reaper, and it costs $60 one time. Let's go to it. If you have Reaper and you open it up, this is pretty much what you're going to be looking at. So let's bring that same 10-minute clip in, okay? There we go. This is the exact same clip we had in Audacity. I haven't worked it. I didn't save it. We're just going to take a look on this. We're going to delete this same part. We'll just work with the beginning parts of this audio. That's pretty much all we need here.
Hello and welcome to the Defectives.
Okay, so once again, we have this audio that is kind of hard to see in this view because it's such a small waveform. So we're just going to, there we go. We're going to give this a little bit of beef to it, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do pretty much the same thing in here. Now, in Reaper, because everything's based on channels, when you apply effects or anything like that, you're going to have to start doing some cutting. Now, that's pretty simple to do. All you got to do is zoom in on an area that you need to massage. You're going to bring that over. You're going to splice it on both sides, and you're going to bring the audio down. That's a great thing about these volume envelopes in Reaper is you can actually control the audio without having to go, and you can see how the audio changes, so you're not guessing with numbers, right? Okay, so we got that audio down. You know what? How about we do this then? We're going to splice that and splice that. We're just going to take this audio down a little bit further. There we go. Now you can do that throughout the whole track to get everything as all right, there we go. We got another one. Get everything kind of uniform across the board, okay? We have a few more pieces. Wow, where'd that all go on me? Right here. These two pieces we're going to bring down. So we're just going to bring that down to normal. We'll do the same thing to this one here. We're going to bring that down to normal. All right. There we go. It's pretty basic across the board, right? So now that you have everything massaged, you can go back.
My name's Joe.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm Robert.
Now that you've got this all kind of looking nice and even across the board, I want to point out a couple more things about Reaper. Okay, you see down here, this is your mixer. You've got your master, and then you've got the actual clip. So why do you have a master and a clip? If you were to put in a second clip in here, you'd get this clip plus the second clip beside it. And you can actually insert new track. There you go. Got a second one. And you can insert more and more and more. And then you can play with the audio sounds. So when you're listening to the audio of this.
My name's Joe.
I'm Georgia.
You can bring
And
the
I'm
audio
Robert.
right up. and you can bring it right down on that one track or another track.
Try to record this tonight.
So that's one of the bonuses to this, and that comes in handy when you decide that you want to start multi-tracking with the people on your show. So if you have one person that has a microphone that's just a little bit louder than the others, and I'll give you an example here.
My name's Joe.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm Robert.
Okay, so Georgia, we're going to take, and we're going to splice that, and we're going to splice that, and then we're going to take Georgia's track, and we're going to put her down here, okay? And the reason we're doing that is now...
My name's Joe.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm
All right, you want to make Georgia just a little lower?
and I'm
So you can actually live mix
I'm Georgia.
and I'm
Georgia. So if you want to take all of her speaking out and put it down here so you can boost Georgia up, because for some reason Georgia likes to sit away from the microphone or whatever the case is, you have that opportunity for doing it just with the live mixing down here. But we're just going to back it up a bit. There we go. And we're just going to continue on with all on one long file here, because that's how most people edit their podcast, okay? Now, the compression in this is under effects, okay? And you've got a lot of different things in here. All the plugins, DX, DXI, VST. These are going to be for, there's just a ton of plugins here. We're going to go to Dynamics, and we're going to find compression. Now, this is a little bit more of a complicated look at what compression is. And there are presets you can get in here. They've got some pretty basic modern vocal. So we're going to just reset this to factory default here, okay? Now, this is your compression, and there's only a couple things you really need to know about it. The first one is threshold. Now, what this is what compression does is you see the little, how you've got this one's loud, this one's quiet. You want the loud to be closer to the volume of the quiet, and the quiet to be closer to the volume of the loud. Right? So you kind of want everything evened out so you don't have somebody really loud and you don't have somebody really quiet. That's what compression will help with, but you don't want to go nuts with it. What you need to do is you need to find one of the loudest portions of your audio, which would be right around here.
The detectives.
And you just kind of want to look to see where it's going to. It's going to about minus 18.
You can inherit the detectives.
It peaked up to minus 12. So what we're going to do, so we're going to bring it down.
Stories. You can inherit the detectives. Anyway, without further...
So this is about where...
Stories. You can
See, it's not really going over,
detectives.
but this is right around where we want the threshold. This is what we want to be the max volume instead of it peaking up and over this. Now, it's not going to do anything.
You can inherit the
You set the threshold, nothing's going to happen. What you need to do is you want to set the ratio. Now, what the ratio does is this is the amount it's going to be dropping it down. I'm not going to get into the explanation of this, but all you need to know is the ratio for voices is between 3 and 5. Now, the reason that is because voices, it's not like you're doing an instrument where one instrument, like a drum kit, is going to be much louder than a bass guitar, where you're going to want to kind of bring the bass up to the drums and so on and so forth. Voices don't have that much vocal range or volume range. You either have somebody yelling or you have somebody whispering. And that's kind of what you want to find the medium ground on. So for the sake of argument, let's just put this right to 5. So it's going to be a 5-to-1 ratio. Now, watch what's going to happen. And watch this red.
Stories. You can inherit the detectives.
You see it?
Anyway, without further ado,
Now, what's happening when that red comes down is that red is squashing any volume that tries to peak over this, right? So, and that's how aggressive it's doing it. So let's just bring this down just a little bit more, and you'll see it even more.
Stories. You can inherit the detectives. Anyway, without further ado, I've got a few stories tonight.
So that's the compression. Now, you can't really hear it a lot. It's not really going to come out and punch you in the face. So we're just going to close that off. And now you have compression on this whole piece. Now...
Hello and welcome to the Defectives. My name's Joe.
I'm Georgia.
and I'm Robert.
There we go. Everybody seems to be at about the same volume. Everything is good. Now, what we want to do on this whole piece is bring the audio up. Let's bring it over to here where there's...
But anyway, yes, we have two new people tonight. It is Rob and Georgia.
So you can bring the master up, which I guess that's fine if you want to. But why not just bring the channel up to about here? And then when you play it...
Stuff just won't work. But anyway... Yes, we have two new people tonight. It is Rob and George.
Here's the power of the compression. You notice just down here, she's whispering into the mic. It just won't work. And then you can see this volume here is at least twice the volume. But look at the VO meter right over here, where the green is. It's nowhere near half. Just watch.
My stuff just won't work. But anyway...
See, it only went up about 10% there coming out of that. That's what your compression is doing. It's making all of the sounds just a little bit easier to live with. And then what you're left with, you have something that's going to sound pretty decent going to air. And that's Reaper. Okay? Pretty simple. $60 purchase. I get it, it's $60 you might not want to spend on your podcast, but a lot of these people going out spending $300-$400 on a microphone, and they're still using Audacity. A great piece of recording software is being left in the dust because it costs $60. Seems a little ridiculous. But now we're going to move on to my favorite, Audition, which costs you a little bit more money. But as far as I'm concerned, it is the best piece. Let's go on to that. Okay, so here we have Audition. We're just going to be taking this 10-minute clip that we've been working with the rest of the time. So now you see it's pretty much the same thing. I'm going to be taking out this middle piece that's really loud and obnoxious in the middle. Actually, you know what? All the other times we just worked with this audio, so we'll do that again. There we go. We have all the audio from the middle. Now, it starts out the same way as every other time.
This is the one, is it?
To the defectives. My name's Joe.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm Robert.
Now, this is where I love the massaging of the audio with a DAW like Audition, because this little button right up here, the amplitude adjust. So, for example, let's really get in here. We're going to start to massage audio in the extreme. There you go. Just move over these really quick, and you have that whole section has basically been done. You can take these two down. Just get the beginning there. All right, so it's looking pretty good. You can really go nuts here because you can make very, very small adjustments to all the audio just to all bring it down to about the same. And this is why I love this program. Everything is very user-friendly. If there's any mistakes like this, which is a kiss of the teeth, and you don't like the kiss of the teeth, just select, hit delete, it's gone.
Well, that's the first time that you've actually had a nice...
Okay.
That's true.
And you've got all these minor little adjustments you can make. But to be perfectly honest, let's take this one out, and you're probably going to have the perfect bit of audio. Let's bring those both down just a touch. There you go. There you go. As far as I'm concerned, that's a perfect piece of audio right there because it's all pretty flat. You don't have really any big peaks. You got one here, but that's okay. Now, what you can do with this in Audition, go into the effects, amplitude and compression, and dynamic processing. Now, under the presets they have is something called Classic Soft Knee. This is the compression that is used pretty much throughout all of radio. Okay, anybody that's doing a commercial in radio, this is the compressor they use. And it is the perfect compression for voiceover or for doing any kind of vocal stuff on a mic other than singing. Now, when you apply this, it'll take a few seconds. There you go. Just a one-button approach. Then you can go in. I think she kissed her teeth here.
Living in.
Yes, she kissed her teeth. You can bring that down. This is after the fact. Any other big clips here? Sometimes probably another kiss of the tooth. Yeah, it's another one. She kisses her teeth a lot. So we're going to bring that down just so it's not overly aggressive on the ears when people are listening, because people get annoyed by those little quirks and those little ticks, right? So we bring all those down. So now it's actually a pretty standard bit of audio.
But anyway, yes, we have two new people tonight. It is Rob and...
So there you have it. Those are the three different products. Adobe Audition costs about $20 a month to own, and for good reason. That is exactly how quick you can treat this audio to get it looking like this, and ready to be pushed out on air. And there are a lot of people that spend a lot of time messing with trying to get just the right audio, and this is the best way to do it, so you're not screwing around for so long. So if you have any other questions on how to get great sounding audio, feel free to hit me up on the Facebook page. I'm on the podcast community group. Also, you can get a hold of me at my website, aidenwolf.ca. Okay, and I'll be happy to answer any questions, and if there's something that maybe you need a little bit of help with, let me know, and we'll see if we can figure that out together. And of course, I love doing this. It's something that's a bit of a passion. I love good audio, and I love helping people get good audio. And the only thing I'm asking of you is please hit the subscribe button. Just let me know that you're listening. I do get a lot of views on the videos, but the people just come on in, watch a video, and walk out again. Hit the subscribe button, show some love, because that's what's kind of driving this train, okay? I've got another video coming up comparing microphones. That's coming in probably about 4 or 5 days, okay? So thank you very much for watching. My name's Aiden Wolf, and I'll see you on Facebook.
This is Aiden Wolf.